Welcome back to the MMA Explorers. Today, let's get started with Della Maddalena thinks Makhachev's striking is easier than Belal. Della Maddalena has given his early assessment of Islam Makhachev's style as he begins preparations for their UFC 322 welterweight title clash. Speaking to the West Sport, JDM explained why he views Makhachev's striking as less difficult to deal with compared to Belal Muhammad. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like on this video to support the channel. Let's aim for 10 likes. I think Islam is a better version of Belal. I think his striking on the feet, I think it's easier than Belal's because it's more just. He'll stay in one stance. He's more traditional style. But yeah, he's tough. He's the pound for pound #1, so it's a tough fight. But guess we'll just watch all his fights again, make a solid game plan, and then just start working at it. From pretty much now, I want to start working on ways to beat him, different ways to get back to my feet, stuff the takedowns. I'm pretty confident I can get this one done. Deontay Wilder calls out Francis Ngannou. Deontay Wilder has sent a direct message to Francis Ngannou, pushing for a long-awaited heavyweight showdown.
What's the message?
Yeah, man.
To Big Francis.
Hey, baby. Francis, let's get it on, baby. If you serious about what you're saying, for I am serious about what I'm saying. Let's get it on once and for all. Your power against my power. Let's test it out, baby. Hey, if you down, I'm down. We can go to the motherland too, baby. Africa! Let's go.
Wow, what a scene that was.
Caio Borralho reveals he was a math and chemistry teacher. Before launching his professional fighting career, UFC middleweight contender Caio Borralho had a very different path. The Brazilian revealed in a recent interview on the Pound for Pound show that he worked as a mathematics and chemistry teacher before transitioning to mixed martial arts.
I was a teacher.
You was a teacher?
I was a mathematics and chemistry teacher before starting MMA.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. You learned something new. You learned something new.
So really, so what age? What age did you teach at?
I started to teach when I was 15 years old, and I was always good with numbers and all that. And my grandpa is a math teacher, and he needed to run out in the middle of the class because of emergency, and there was only me and like 8 or 9 students of him, and he came to me and said, you know this subject, you know how to teach this? And I think I know. And then I started like that. So after that I started to teaching all the neighbor sons on my neighborhood and all that. So it was more like private teacher. And then when I in the school, when people realized I was good with numbers and chemistry, and I constantly teaching them, and they come into my house and constantly teaching them. Yeah, like
Rampage Jackson frustrated with SykoStu's Ailants after Raja Jackson incident. Rampage Jackson has spoken out again following the controversial incident involving his son, Raja Jackson, and pro wrestler SykoStu. This time, the MMA legend expressed disappointment with how Stu has handled things in the aftermath.
You know, where would we be if Roger would have killed that man? Where would we be? Thank God SykoStu, you know what I'm saying, pulled through. You know, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I stopped listening to the attorneys. I got really upset with all the death threats and all this stuff, and I wanted SykoStu to tell his part that my son did not sneak up on him, and I never heard him say that. So now I'm upset. Now I'm upset. Now I'm upset with SykoStu because he didn't come out and say, oh, whoa, yeah, what Roger did was, but he didn't sneak in the ring and do this. The shit was staged. That's all he had to say to get some of these racist ass my DMs. Hey, he's seeing all this shit blew up and stuff like that. He should at least said something.
Okay.
Take some accountability. Like honestly, none of it. Everybody was wrong. Roger was the most wrong. Everybody was wrong, but none of this shit ever would have happened if SykoStu never hit my son on the back of the head with a head that they was drinking beer out of, and then grabbed him and neck, asked him. If that shit never happened, none of this shit never happened. And the promoters was wrong for putting an outsider inside of a pro wrestling match. Everybody's wrong. The dumbest thing I ever was a marriage.
Alex Pereira admits he sent angry tweet at UFC, not hackers. Alex Pereira has come clean about the controversial tweet directed at the UFC a few months ago, admitting it wasn't the result of a hack as initially claimed.
Was it true from your perspective that they tried to offer Yuri a fight against Ankalaev? Is that accurate?
Pouco de, falta de comunicação. So a little bit was miscommunication because Alex kind of found out through social media, stuff like that, and he was upset back then. That's why he sent a Twitter. But he regretted he was wrong because he didn't know talks that was going on, anything that was going on. So it was kind of miscommunication between camp manager and the UFC. It's not UFC's fault.
So can we clear that up? Because you did send a tweet from your account and it seemed like you were upset and then you took the tweet down. Can we clear up that was him actually in the moment upset?
Yeah, he just said that actually.
Sem nenhuma exposição.
100% was lack of communication, was a little bit impulsive from him. He acted a little early because he didn't talk to our manager, like, you know what I mean, found out from Hunter, he saw the internet stuff and he felt a little bit hurt because he was promised a neck title shot and then he sees that. Instead to just have a more mutual communication between camp, Hunter and everything. So yes, 100% it's all straight up now.
Mauricio Ruffy thinks Benoit Saint Denis will feel pressure because of home audience. Mauricio Ruffy is preparing for a hostile reception when he steps into the octagon against French fan favorite Benoit Saint Denis this weekend at UFC Paris. The Brazilian prospect says he fully expects to be booed by the Parisian crowd, but insists it won't shake his focus.
I see the fans rooting for him, making a lot of noise, tearing that place down and, you know, putting a lot of pressure on him. So I'm happy to be here and put on a show for everyone.
Cara, eu nunca dei ouvido muito pra torcida assim, né? Eu acho que
I don't really pay attention. I don't really mind the crowd. You know, when I win, I can go and have fun with everyone. But when I'm in there, I tune it out. I fought in Rio before against a local guy in the guy's gym before, and everyone was against me, and I just kind of tuned it out. So I just tune that out and don't pay attention to it until the fight's over.
Sim, muita coisa aconteceu depois daquele nocaute, os fãs reconhecendo mais.
A lot has happened since that knockout, you know. Fans are recognizing me more. My Instagram's up to 500,000. So a lot has happened, a lot has changed, and it's all due to that. But you know, it's just a result of that and all the work.
Cara, eu acho que depende muito de como que você vê tudo isso, né? Eu acho que não existe uma pressão.
I think it really depends on how you deal with it. You know, usually pressure and anxiety and all that all precedes the greatest moments of your life. So when you're going through a moment of a lot of pressure and a lot of anxiety, that's usually because something good is happening, and this is all a dream come true. So I'm enjoying every moment. I'm here giving this interview now, and then I'll fight, and then we'll celebrate. So every moment is a moment to
Conor McGregor officially announced his presidential run in Ireland. Conor McGregor has officially entered politics. The former two-division UFC champion addressed Ireland in a formal statement, announcing his candidacy for president. Before we continue, help us reach our goal of 100 subscribers here on MMA Explorers. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our daily MMA content.
Good morning, citizens of Ireland. I'm here today outside the office of the Taoiseach and Taoiseach. This government has cost us our peace of mind, our security, our hope for the future, and the general well-being of Irish citizens, proving this government's refusal to abide by and respect our proclamation. This incompetent failure of future generations has been accompanied with an intense influx of mass migration into an already severed system. Our tourism has sharply declined, while danger on our streets has risen. Ireland, as a master of martial combat, a solution-driven man, you will hear me speak on a problem but once, then it is action towards solution. Today, Ireland, I am outside these gates of these appointed officials. But as your head of state, you empower me to enter these buildings on your behalf, a president face-to-face with government officials, with only one priority: to ensure that the country our founding fathers gave their life for is strictly adhered to on behalf of its citizens. The will of the people will be heard. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit.
Let's wrap it up for the day. Thanks for watching.